The hantavirus outbreak isn't natural. That's the explosive revelation from a Gates Foundation insider, who says the deadly strain was engineered through a partnership involving Bill Gates, Gavi and DARPA, and that the global rollout plan has been underway for months. According to the whistleblower, Gates and his friends at Moderna have also been developing a vaccine for the strain behind closed doors, positioning themselves to profit from the very crisis they're creating. And here's the chilling part. Bill Gates warned the world years ago that a future pandemic will kill billions. He delivered the warning with that trademark smirk. But he wasn't joking. He was telling the public exactly what the elite had planned. And now, that plan has entered its next phase. And once you see the evidence we're about to lay out, you'll understand why they're terrified of people connecting the dots. Before we dive in, we've got a free gift for the TPV audience. Last week, Bmail sent the world's first fully encrypted email across every stage of delivery. A historic breakthrough. The world's first truly subpoena-proof email system has arrived. TPV viewers can claim their free tier today. All you have to do is pause this video and go to bmail.ag/r/TPV. A Gates Foundation insider claims the next phase of the elite agenda began the moment corporate media amplified the fear campaign surrounding the cruise ship MV Honduras, unquestioningly broadcasting the panic-driven narrative pushed by a professional travel influencer on board. The influencer wasn't just documenting events, he was playing a role in the operation, flooding social media and news outlets with hysteria, fear, and exaggerated claims of chaos, designed to psychologically prime the public for what comes next.
And I'm sorry, how is it that there are 147 people on board with 3 people dead, 7 confirmed cases of the hantavirus, and the only video we've all seen from inside the ship is one guy named Jake crying in his cabin? No, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it, okay? And then I read about one other passenger who was quoted in BBC and AP coverage named Kazem Hato, also known online as Ibn Hatuta. Sorry if I mispronounced that. This guy, and he sent over footage over WhatsApp to AP News and BBC, and he gave them quotes specifically saying, actually, morale is high. People are watching movies, reading, and drinking hot drinks. 3 people are dead. And then it gets even weirder because he's posting stuff like this on his story. You can pause to read it, but the second paragraph says, this whole situation has been blown out of proportion partly because of one person panicking on the ship whose video has been circulating on the media. While his reaction is valid, it doesn't represent the situation on board. Everyone else, 148 out of 149, has been calm. The situation is under control, and we just wish those who are sick a speedy recovery.
What's going on here? It just so happens the owners connected to the MV Honduras are involved in biolabs in the Netherlands, including work involving vaccines and animal testing for viral pathogens such as SARS-CoV-2 and other novel viruses. Just another coincidence, according to the media. But at a certain point, the coincidences start forming a pattern.
Oh, certainly we'll have one in the next 25 years. There's even some pathogens out there that we're watching over right now.
According to the Gates Foundation whistleblower, global elites have been quietly spreading hantavirus outbreaks while finalising the vaccines they plan to mandate on terrified populations. They got the patent out of the way just last year. Impeccable timing as always. Once they had a vaccine in place, they had to create a lethal virus. Here's what we know about the new hantavirus. Bill Gates, his globalist vaccine cartel Gavi and DARPA have been working on developing more lethal strains of the virus. No wonder Bill Gates' Gavi knew that the next pandemic was going to be the hantavirus. If you're experiencing deja vu right now, you're not alone.
Gavi was one of the first major platform initiatives of the World Economic Forum, and in many ways it serves us as a role model for how the public and private sector should cooperate in order to do some good work in a much more efficient way compared if governments alone or business alone or civil society alone would have acted. It showed not only what we can do, but it showed also how we can do what we are doing in a much more comprehensive way.
Straight from Klaus Schwab's mouth, Gavi are the stormtroopers of the global elite's biopharma terrorist wing. It gets even worse. But quickly, if you're researching dangerous material like this online, protect yourself. The surveillance grid is tightening by the day. VP.net was built for times like these. Next generation privacy tech designed so your activity stays your business. It's the only VPN in the world built so that even the provider itself can't spy on you, something no other VPN can say. For our audience, plans start at just $5.55 a month. Check it out at vp.net/TPV. Now back to Gates, the world's leading bioterrorist, who also worked with DARPA to run a clinical trial with an Andes strain hantavirus experimental gene therapy vaccine, the exact same strain behind the so-called outbreak on the cruise ship. You know, the cruise ship, with owners who own biolabs invested in vaccines and novel pathogens. Honestly, what are the chances of that? 1 in a trillion? About as likely as a sequence tied to a Moderna patent from 2016 just happening to be found inside the COVID spike protein. It's 2026. Given everything we know about Fauci's gain-of-function work, Gates' mRNA crimes, and Big Pharma's criminality, are we really still letting them get away with these crimes against humanity? What does it mean for humanity? We have the Gates Foundation insider speaking to us in just a moment. But first, some context. The fact Gates and his cronies were not punished for COVID means a virus with a fatality rate of the bubonic plague has been quietly seeded by psychopathic bioterrorists across the world.
You say, okay, what if a bioterrorist brought smallpox to 10 airports? How would the world respond to that? That there's naturally caused epidemics and bioterrorism caused epidemics that could even be way worse than what we experience today.
It means experimental mRNA vaccines tied to the usual Gates-linked networks are ready for rapid mass rollout the moment the orchestrated media panic creates a market. It means World Health Organization-aligned governments are under orders to ramp up pressure campaigns, pushing mandates on populations about to face the most aggressive wave of psychological manipulation from the media since 2020. It means the World Health Organization has been emboldened to openly call for one world governance in response to the outbreak.
Instead, this outbreak has seen why the world needs a global entity that coordinates this.
And it means the return of lockdowns, restrictions, digital controls, and emergency powers, all justified in the name of public safety, while unelected global institutions accelerate the Agenda 2030 framework they never abandoned in the first place. Because if you thought that agenda disappeared after COVID, you haven't been paying attention. Coming up next, we speak to the Gates Foundation insider who drops bomb after bomb onto her former boss Bill Gates and reveals the numbers he's planning to kill with his next pandemic. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this bombshell interview with Mel Gibson, who says 3 of his friends who had terminal cancer were cured by the very same ivermectin and fenbendazole available at pillsforever.com.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin?
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole, yeah. I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video to take advantage of this fantastic offer.